Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and is essentially the glue that holds you together. In fact, after age 20, people produce 12% less collagen in their skin each decade. Collagen depletion is what makes you look old. Most collagen supplements do not provide the hydrolyzed bioactive collagen peptides that enable your body to digest collagen properly, plus it tastes badly. BioTrust gives you the 5 most available kinds of collagens that dissolve easily in hot or cold liquids with zero taste. You can add it to your coffee, tea, or smoothies, or even baked goods recipes. So to look and feel younger fast, go to www.healthwithbill.com. Good evening. I'm still reporting on the coup. Conservative media sites celebrate every time there is another huge gaffe from Uncle Joe. But there's no reason to celebrate. All it proves is that the Democrats who are behind the scenes calling the shots are devious, clever, and fooled the American people. They took a big chance not having Uncle Joe out on the campaign trail. It could have backfired. Hillary Clinton didn't campaign much in 2016, but the Biden campaign made Hillary's look like a whirlwind of activity. Of course, the Democrats knew that they could count on the mainstream media to provide more cover than would seem humanly possible, or better put, less coverage. Day after day, Uncle Joe did nothing but hang out in his basement. They tried doing some basement campaign videos, but after a couple, it was clear that Uncle Joe wasn't up to the task. After that, only the inner circle really knows how the Democratic presidential candidate spent his time. He doesn't look like a video game kind of guy, but maybe he played Pong. Every so often, they would trot Uncle Joe out to some event where the staff and media outnumbered the attendees. They'd wake Joe up, tell him he would do okay if he read exactly what was on the teleprompter. Invariably, Uncle Joe would try to ad-lib a little bit and get his words all tangled up. Any sentient person watching would know that Uncle Joe was having problems with dementia. But for millions of Americans, if the mainstream media doesn't report it, then it didn't happen. Those who depend on the mainstream media for their news knew Uncle Joe was old and had always had a habit of putting his foot in his mouth, but they would have no way to know just how far gone he actually was. The reporters covering him all knew, but they weren't about to tell. Now Uncle Joe is president. He has to hang out in the Oval Office and probably misses his basement. But while he can have Vice President Kamala Harris make those tricky calls to foreign heads of state who get so testy if you forget their names or exactly which country they happen to be running, however, Uncle Joe can't hide completely. So Uncle Joe is making a lot more public mistakes than he did during the campaign, mainly because he's making a lot more public appearances. It doesn't mean that he is worse, just that he is out there more. The more he speaks in public, the more mistakes will become apparent. But does it make any difference at this point? The Democrats managed to hide from the American people how far gone Uncle Joe was during the critical campaign period. Now he is president. At some point, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year, it will be reported that Uncle Joe fell again, and this time hit his head. Or that he had a stroke, or a minor heart attack, or something that will force the Democrats to remove Uncle Joe from office, and Kamala Harris will become president. Harris was the choice all along. The problem was that voters, even Democratic voters, don't like Harris, and there was no way she could win the nomination. The Democrats are playing the long game here. They couldn't get Harris in the White House through the front door, but they could get her close enough. And now all they have to do is remove a 78-year-old man who isn't sure where he is when he wakes up in the morning and can't remember the name of his own Secretary of Defense, nor the outfit for which he works, better known as the Pentagon. The MSM's lines are already being written as we speak. Something about the Joe Biden tragedy to distract the nation about who is silently slipping through the back door. People may have thought they were voting for good old Uncle Joe for president, but the reality is they were voting for Kamala Harris, who, if things go according to plan, is going to serve more of Uncle Joe's 4-year term than he will. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day. Every doctor on TV says that we all need to boost our immune systems, and STEM Enhance does that in a unique way by increasing blood levels of your own adult stem cells, the backbone of your immune system, by over 30% in just 1 hour. Click on the link in the description box below for details.